Hey there, YouTubers, unboxing video. So this comes from Newegg, and of course, you know, they did not send this to me for free. I had to buy it. I think I bought this directly off their site. Most of the time, I like to buy stuff through eBay, because I get eBay bucks through the Newegg store on eBay, and then I also get some other points for other crap, but not that you guys care. But yeah, that's how I do it. Gets me a little kickback, you know, because we like kickbacks on this channel. Alright, folks. AsRock. This is, I believe, the cheapest B660M out there. Sorry, kitty cat. There's a kitty cat in the background. You guys can't see him, but she's a little skittish. So yeah, cheapest. I believe this was the cheapest B660M micro ATX motherboard that I could find. Keeping with our history on this channel of buying probably some of the cheapest motherboards and pairing them with some of the most expensive graphic cards, we had to get this one, right? I have the 560M HDV. I don't know if there's a 460, but I definitely have a cheap AsRock 460. So yeah, this supports 12th gen. One day, maybe 13th gen. You know, I would assume we're going to see 13th gen eventually. But the box only says 12. You know, later we'll make a BIOS update video for this case. Probably, you know, I would say not later. Probably do it sooner than later. PCIe 4.0. So we're not going to have 5.0 with this. You know, I'm feeling, folks, when I get PCIe 5.0 graphics cards, I'm going to be buying new motherboards at that point, probably for 13th gen Intel or, you know, AMD, whoever comes out with it first. So not a big loss right now, right? Paying for something I don't necessarily need, and the truth is we will need those motherboards to make more videos. So this is the back. Yeah, let me let's go ahead and open it. You know, usual stuff in here, right? M.2 screws, 1, 2, 3. So hopefully that means this thing holds 3 M.2s. Installation disc, of course, as I always say, we'll get those files off the internet, right? AsRock, you know, in my opinion, does a good job with their manuals. If you buy this motherboard and you've never installed 12th gen, or, you know, if you're watching this future 13th gen, make sure you read up on how to install the CPU in this. It's different than LGA 1151, alright? I/O shield, I hate these. I say that every time. 2 SATA cables. I never use those either. Alright, so, actually that wasn't a true statement. Here is the motherboard. Let me do a little house cleaning first, sorry. So hey, if you're watching this video and you're like, oh, I finally got a B660 in, not that it's that, you know, far off, but obviously I missed the launch date, all these. There's one of the CPUs I currently have, even if it's the Z690. You know, let me know what you guys want me to put in this thing. The choices, in case you're not that familiar with the channel, we have the i5 12600K, we have the i7 12700F, we have the i5 12400F, we have the i3 12100F, and eventually I will get 12th gen Pentium, 12th gen Celeron. I won't get every one of them because those are, you know, almost worthless for gaming. But just to give you an idea, if they are, you know, going to be any better this time around, I may pick up some other i5s. I may pick up, I definitely want to get a 12th gen i9, just so you know, okay? Alright, folks, so let's talk about what's on this motherboard. You know, as this is one of the cheaper ones, you're going to see there are a lot of features lost. This may not be a good comparison for those of you that have watched my i7 12700F videos where I've done some benchmarks, some of the gaming. We're missing some stuff here, right? You know, we don't have as many RAM slots, which should only matter if I had you know, 4 8 gig sticks of something, or 4 16 gigs, right? But luckily my I do have the 2 16 gig sticks, so we'll be able to match this up with the other videos in the Z690. A 1x8 here though, that, you know, if you've seen my video showing the power, how much power is actually drawn between, I think I did 1x4, 1x8, and a 1x8 and a 1x4. If you do the power limit set to unlimited, you will see quite an increase of power. Not having that actual, you know, 1x4 here, I'm not sure this is going to be that competitive with the Z690, folks, unfortunately. So from that aspect, maybe this was a mistake to buy this one, even though it was super cheap. Alright, so 1x8, CMOS all the way up here, you know. Most of the time, folks, down here somewhere. Interesting, it's up there. And you can just see, wow, where's all our heat sinks at? This is interesting. It's almost like it's missing some parts, but it is what it is. So this does say, I believe, on it, maybe we should turn the light on for you guys, LGA 1700, 1800. So I can imagine, you know, if they, Intel goes, oh, we're not going to do 13th gen with that, you know, they're supposed to. So that might be some problems. So I would expect this will actually see 13th gen, unlike B460 where they did not have it support 11th gen. 24 pin connector here, right, from your power supply. This powers your motherboard. DDR4, okay, doesn't have DDR5. That's, you know, kind of a bummer, but hey, like I said, 13th gen comes out, we'll start buying all that stuff because the RAM hopefully will be cheaper. Here is a case fan header, CPU fan header right here, okay, just in case I missed that. USB 3.0. This will have just, yeah, 4 SATAs, which, what is it? I think B660 and H610 have up to 4, and then you've got Z690 and H670 can have up to 8. So here's one of our M.2s down here. Okay, they have a spot for a Wi-Fi card, which it doesn't have the place to put the antenna, so that you're going to have to get a certain kind of Wi-Fi card for that. Panel connectors over here. And, you know, you'll see when I do this, we're just going to basically do kind of like a test bench configuration. I will only connect the top 2, excuse me, first row, we'll call this second row, the 2 pins all the way to the right. That's for your power switch. We'll connect that only. This may be where your speaker connector goes. I'll have to look at the manual. Alright, so another fan header here. We're going to have to go back and catch a couple things that I'm going to miss. USB connector here, another USB. So this is USB 2.0. And then this is the usual comm stuff that I never use. We've got the HD audio here. Alright. PCIe 4.0, okay. Then you've got 1 inch of these guys. So this is good for Wi-Fi card. Will not support a additional NVMe M.2, but luckily you've got an Ultra and a Hyper, right? So Gen 4, Gen 3 here, okay? And then whatever the information is about the Wi-Fi card there. Case fan header, or fan, yeah, case fan header. That's about it there, folks. And I will, at the end, I'll go back and pick up those things I missed. DisplayPort, HDMI. So I know this is done other places, but this honestly is like the first motherboard I remember vertical mount. Should be VGA. PS2, USB 3.0s, or USB 3.x, whatever they happen to be. This does have Type C, so that is great. The H610 we had didn't have really anything, man. That was so bare bones. USB 2.0. I'll have to check if this is 2.5 or 1. Microphone, headphone, and line out. Okay, so get back to you guys in a second. So LAN was 1 gigabit. And I know I'll get asked this. I don't believe this supports RGB. Usually you see right on the front something noting, you know, their software that they use for RGB. Alright, so up here in this area, or I thought that might be the PC speaker, that's a SPI TPM header. Okay, what else did we miss? So you can see there, this does appear to actually be where the PC speaker goes. Alright folks, that's going to do it. Like I said, I didn't see anything in the manual about RGB support. Don't see it on the motherboard. And you know, just to rewind a couple things, looks like case fans, you've got 3 of those and 1 CPU fan header, right? A lot of people want to know that information. This isn't a good motherboard if you have 4 USB 3.0s on the case, right? You've only got 1 connector, so you're only going to be able to power up 2 of those. Does have, you know, if you have a selection of USB 3.0 and 2.0, this will be good for it. Because of the fact you actually have 2 USB 2.0s, use 1 on your case and 1 for, say, a Wi-Fi card. Otherwise, you know, pretty bare bones. I honestly, you know, if it wasn't for I had to get a B660 and I'd get something affordable for a channel, I would hard pass on this. This isn't even a review, but you know me, I like to have at least two or 3 full-size PCIe times 16, whatever they are, you know, 5.0, 4.0, 3.0, or you know, the whatever it is, 4-inch one. This is kind of a bummer because you can't add another M.2, right? It does have 2, so that's good. All the new full-size boards pretty much have, I think at a minimum, 3 M.2, so you know, that's kind of a bummer. But obviously, if you're buying this, you're looking for a smaller motherboard, right? You are quite okay, most likely, that you've only got 2 RAM slots. If you happen to have 4 sticks of RAM sitting around, you know, this might not be the motherboard for you, right? There'll be other options out there. Gigabyte will probably have a B660m DS3H that won't be too much more expensive than this. This is probably, to be honest with you, it might have issues with power limits. We'll see. I may put the i7 in here and see if we can crank on this thing, see what we can get. And that's about it, folks. You know, it's a motherboard, it's cheap, right? This, in a lot of ways, looks cheaper than the Asus H610M that I bought. And, you know, maybe I'll do a comparison between those two at some point for y'all. Hey, thanks for checking out the video. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you.